I'm Paul Romero, U.S. Navy veteran, husband, father, and Constitution Party candidate for Oregon governor. We never give up, we never surrender. That's the other guy's problem. I see that there are JFK Democrats, conservative Democrats, and I know that once they read my contract with Oregon, they're going to know who they're going to vote for. And I hope you're encouraged with the new direction for Oregon. My contract with Oregon can easily apply to every state, so please check my website, romerofororegon.com.
I'd like to introduce a Navy veteran running for Governor, Paul Romero.
Friends, Patriots, Oregonians, how many lions do I have out there? All right. Lend me your ears. Let me tell you what, this fight is far from over here in Oregon. And I know whether you're a Republican or whatever you might be, the simple fact is that we've been let down by a great number of people, especially within the Republican Party leadership. Yeah. The county level on down has actually been pretty decent, but we also know where some of them have failed. Basically, we've been compromised for a very long time. Many of you do not know why, so I'm going to tell you why. Some 23 plus years ago, we actually elected Solomon Yu to the Oregon Republican Party National Committee. Solomon Yu was a Maoist from China. Imagine that. Name's Cartwright. One of those, I'm sorry. Anyway, he had made that statement that we were dealing with a spy amongst us. And this spy was more of an operative, but the fundamental fact is this: his mission was to fully undermine the Oregon Republican Party. And he's done a bang-up job.
And he's done a great job.
That's right. And a lot of people don't even know who he is. He hides. If he's such a great person to help Oregon Republicans, candidates, then don't you think we'd have a lot more money to help those candidates? Yeah. But he does manage to funnel a lot of that money out to his Grassfire Strategic Planning Group in Terre Haute, Indiana, where he pays himself in excess of $400,000 a year, and also helps get Taiwanese business people to the RNC. So, enough said about that. For my campaign, one thing I can tell you is this, and I know some people were disappointed because they thought, hey, you're a split vote. It's not true. The numbers show a very different story. I switched parties to the Constitution Party back in November. It's been part of my strategy from day one. All the candidate forums I've participated in from January last year to roughly November, I was winning the straw poll between 80 and 85%. For a very simple reason. Everybody else is a politician. I'm not a politician. I'm a pragmatist, I'm a problem solver, I'm a project manager. It's about getting the job done as quickly as possible, with as little money as possible, and make sure you don't have to go back and do it again. So we came out with a contract with Oregon. Many of you have a copy of that. If you don't, make sure you get one before you leave. But that contract, it details everything, because we've been addressing all the issues. We're not waiting to become governor to work and fix these things. Already, for over a year, we've been working on the election fraud exposure. For over a year, we've been exposing the human and child trafficking right here in Oregon, DHS and CPS. We have insiders. Again, it's claiming the elections are fine. But we don't have human trafficking or child trafficking here in Oregon. Are idiots or liars. Either way, they lose. We've also been working on a process called the Apache County Resolution. This allows each county by county to take over the land that's controlled by the U.S. Forest Service and the BLM back to the county, so we can get it back under county management, timber sales, and get every mill back up and operational full time. Not South Pacific Cuban Brothers. They have basically created a monopoly for themselves. They pay, usually there's a range for your timber on your land, high and low, based on the price that's going at the market. Right now, lumber, as you know, is where? Really high. Yeah, they're actually Here's that range what they're offering landowners. They're offering below the lowest price. It makes no sense. It's called monopoly, and that's what we're dealing with. So we're going to deal with that problem too once we get into the governor's seat. The other thing we've been working on is basically helping all Oregonians through lawfare ammo on the website. This is actually a way for you, as a baseline employee, to basically let your managers, your business owners know, here's where you're breaking the law. Here's where you're violating the Constitution, your Nuremberg Code, with your mandates for masking, vaccines, and testing. Breaks down the law. It's simple. Best part is you send those letters into them, they get an education. You're literally drawing a line in the sand behind them and giving them a chance to get back across that line. We've also been helping people who have been denied unemployment due to COVID restrictions that they're not following. And we're winning. Okay? So it's not enough for a candidate to say what they might do, what they're going to do eventually. It's pretty dang important for these candidates people to be doing these things right now. Right. We have people in our legislature that have been there for a long time. They don't even understand how to play politics. They don't understand how to leverage people, find out information about people, and use that to their advantage to get the right things done for people. That's what we're dealing with. We have too many Republicans in our legislature that are taking money from Pfizer right now. It is pathetic what we're seeing.
Dirty money.
And the candidates they're putting forth, again, fall way short of being anything remotely close to being governorship worthy. And for me, listen, this is about fixing Oregon. I grew up here in Oregon since the 5th grade. And I know what it was like. I know what it should be. And we're going to take it right back there, but better. And when you read the contract with Oregon, I mean what I say. That's my commitment to each and every one of you, every Oregonian. And right now, so far, it's been well received by Democrats, Republicans, Independents, and non-affiliated voters. Why? Because it's for all of them. It benefits all of them. The best part is we get back to a true republic here in Oregon. We're even going to go back to where the legislature failed you Oregonians a long time ago with the Homestead Act. That's right. We're going to give every Oregonian a chance to actually own some land here in Oregon. That includes our youth, our young people. The whole purpose of the Homestead Act is to give you an opportunity to build wealth. Own your own land. Not have property tax. Not have income tax. And by the way, the only tax that's legal is sales tax. So we also have a way we're working on to get rid of your federal income tax. So it's been a lot about educating ourselves on the law, the Constitution, and all these different things, because the information is there. The problem is, we're all too busy. The last thing I ever wanted to do was have to learn how to be a lawyer for crying out loud. Right? I figured I could at least find a good attorney that would actually know this stuff and do the right thing. But no, I can't rely on that either.
How do you know how to clean up the homeless crap? That's an even bigger issue than taxes or paying
It's
taxes.
easier than you think. Right now here in Oregon, many states have been shipping their homeless here. First thing. Second thing, a lot of people through the welfare system are actually illegal immigrants taking advantage of our system. They're getting more money than our retirees.
Or our vets.
And our vets. This is criminal at best. So basically it's like this. And by the way, I got this suggestion from a homeless person. He'd been 5 years homeless, and when I met him, he had been 2 weeks not homeless. He had finally got it worked out for himself. And he was really proud of it. And he told me, he said, it's real simple. E-Verify. If you can't pass E-Verify, you get nothing. Watch how fast they leave the state of Oregon. Now, there's this other little issue where states have been busing people to Oregon.
That makes sense.
Well, part of the interview process will be this, finding out where they came from. And where you came from, guess what? Not only are you going back, that governor's going to be putting the bill. If he doesn't, I'll drop him off on his doorstep. There's so many things that we can do. And part of being running for governor or anything else, they always tell you for politicians, you need to have 3 strong issues, 3 good issues. No. You're not addressing 3 issues. You're addressing them all. So even the ones that I missed, we haven't put on that list. Believe me, they will make it their way there. But like I said, This is something that each and every one of you can hold me accountable to as a governor. I'm not joking. I'm not doing this with a paycheck, because I'll tell you right now, the job is immense. It's already been immense. I spend, 14, 15 hours a day working on this and educating myself in everything I possibly can. From common law to natural law, the Constitution, Bill of Rights, all the above. Why? We need to know this. There are simple things. For example, our children are supposed to actually get, by Oregon state law, they're supposed to have 4 years of civics in high school. How many do they get now?
Zero.
Right. Exactly. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to bring back not only that, but we're also going to bring back kind of a citizenship course for our 6th to 8th graders. And this way they get to learn and understand why it's important to be an American citizen. So that they can pass that citizenship test just like our immigrants that come into this country. Now that's important. I support legal immigration. But I also understand something. We've had a number of illegal immigrants in this country that have been here a very long time. Okay? And this is not really a state issue. It's not something I can control. The only thing I can do as a governor is basically petition the federal government. Way back when, from Reagan all the way to Obama, I think, no, not Obama. But they had a program for illegal immigrants to actually get in line to go through the legal process. The problem is they were fearful. They were afraid they were going to be bounced straight out of the country. Some of them were criminals, and they were going to get bounced out. And some of them were just afraid. Well, guess what? We have to deal with that. And it's time for the federal government to step up. Now, if that means people that are legally in the immigration becoming a citizen process, and guess what? Maybe we can fast track that a little bit. These are people that are here jumping through the hoops like they're supposed to. And for the illegal immigrants that want to participate, that are not criminals after being vetted, then they will have that opportunity. They will go through the long process, they will pay their taxes, but that's only fair. This country needs a lot of people. And right now with COVID, the vaccines, the testing, all the stuff that's been done to us, and trust me here, this has been a biological attack against the entire world. And when all this comes out, nobody's going to be happy, least of all those people that have actually taken the vaccines. And it's going to be ugly. It's called Nuremberg. Here in Oregon, we have a death penalty, right? And our governor has actually watered this thing down quite a bit. So what are we going to do? Well, first thing is, we're going to do like Texas. We're going to put a speed line. Okay? The next thing we're going to do is this. Treason. Crimes against humanity. That includes human and child trafficking. You're connected to any of this. You're participating in any of this. Guess what? That is going to be your penalty. I'm going to have a chance to replace the entire Oregon Supreme Court. And trust me here, that Attorney General, she's going to resign. OHA is going to vanish in thin air. The OHA's only purpose is to get a good, strong foothold for socialism in the state. And that's what they're going to try to give it more and more power as we go along. And I can tell you this, that none of them are really qualified to decide anything medical for anything in the state of Oregon.
They're not doctors.
We have one candidate, Jessica Gomez, Republican governor, who's not even a Republican. She's actually a Democrat. And she came up here to Oregon with a company. It's a nano microchip biosensor company. Nano microchip biosensor company. She comes to Oregon. Becomes a Republican running for governor. Governor Keith Brown appoints her to the board of directors for the OHA. You see a problem here, guys? Yeah, it's big as Steve's out there. I know that. But here's the thing. We have a strategy on how we're going to win this state across the board. We're going to win this governor's race, I'm telling you that. We're going to win this legislature as well. And we're going to do it, believe it or not, with Democrats. We're going to do it with some Republicans. And we're going to do it with a whole bunch of Constitution Party candidates. And the other thing I will tell you is this. We do have a U.S. Senate candidate from the Constitution Party.
You're so generous.
His name is Michael Stetler. This guy is an electrician by trade and surveyor. He's been in Oregon a big chunk of his life. This guy was actually one of the original skateboarders in Dogtown. So, by the way, us Gen Xers, and they call us Generation X for a few reasons. Anyway, this guy was also a surgeon, California surgeon guy, but he's firmly been here in Oregon for a very long time. This guy can run circles around any candidate for the Congress, whether it's U.S. House of Representatives or the U.S. Senate. And you're going to get to meet him, hear more from him. This guy can recite to you the Declaration of Independence. And I'm hoping to get him out here to do that. Matter of fact, we got this We Awaken America event going on in Salem on the 1st and 2nd of April. I will be speaking at that event. General Flynn, Clay Clark, and a host of others will be present. Either way, it's an amazing event. It's going to be just as far for you to light Oregon on fire. Yes, sir.
What are you going to do about vote by mail?
What will happen?
How do we overcome vote by mail?
We just ended. We basically exposed it for the fraud that it's been.
How do we change it? Back to vote?
We're back to the legislature, or better yet, we put it to the vote of the people. That's what we do. And by the way, it'll die a quick death. Matter of fact, in the contract with Oregon, I had to give credit to a couple people. There's one thing that I got from the new governor Youngkin in Virginia. There's another thing that was brought up by DeSantis in Florida, how you deal with rioters. Oh, I love how we deal with rioters. We have one little addition on the end. You have to check it out. And the third thing we added, of course, was Seth Keshel's 10 points. 10 points to how we make sure we have good, solid elections. And here in Oregon, we have to do the same thing. We have to go back to old school. I got news for you people. Old school remains the best school. So, one thing I'll tell each and every one of you is this. It's something all the Lions know. Never give up. Never surrender. That's the other guy's problem. Right now, the other guys are all those that are destroying the state. And we're taking them all down. Every single one of them. And by the way, when we get in there and we start chasing these people down, you're going to see them little fire footprints right out the state. And don't think for a second we're not going to follow them. We're going to hold people truly accountable, which needs to be done. So anyway, thank you so much for listening.